Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining Istanbul The Dice Game. If you've watched my other video, you'll have a really good idea of the rules for Istanbul The Dice Game. I have set up the game to play for 2 players. So first player has a crystal, second player has a crystal, and 1 money. So let's get started. I've rolled 3 different symbols, so I'm going to use them as my first action. That allows me to grab a brown resource box, and I think I'll grab a card to start with. This card does nothing for me. What it's asking for is for 2 cards to be in my hand, which I don't have. That white arrow means you just need to have it, you don't spend it. And if I did, I'd be able to get an extra resource. I don't, so I'll just take the 1 money. That's 2 actions, so it goes to player 2's turn. Player 2 is going to do that as his action, so he'll take 4 money and 1 brown box. Back to player 1. Player 1's going to spend that crystal to reroll these 3 dice. That's what he's looking for. Okay, he's managed to get 4 of the red, so he's actually going to claim that ruby straight away, and he'll use that for the other card, and that will give him a green resource and allow the other player to spend 2 money for a green resource also, which the other player is going to do. So those 2 come out, and each of them will get a green resource. Player 2's turn. Player 2 is going to spend that box to be the blue face, which will enable him to take that, which will give him a 6th die in each round. Flip over the next card. So those guys have been used, and he'll just take the 2 money. Back to player 1. Player 1 has rolled 3 faces. I think he's going to grab that one, which will give him 3 money at the start of each round, and he'll use those 2 to grab a crystal. Okay, player 2's turn. Player 2 has rolled 4 of the symbols again, so he's going to once again take another one of them. So he's actually got a huge advantage when it comes to choice, and he'll use those 2 to grab a blue resource. Back over to player 1. Player 1 is going after those crystals, so he should have taken 3 money at the beginning of his turn before he rolled. 1, 2, 3. He needs to remember to do that. He's going to use these 3 and his brown box to claim that ruby, and those 2 will get him another crystal. Player 2 is going to put these guys aside and use his crystal to re-roll. It's closer to what he's looking for, so he's got 3 yellows. Because he's got so many dice, it'll be worth his while to get this one, which now means on future turns he'll have a 3rd action as well, and that will give him 6 money. Okay, player 1's turn. He's going to put them aside, and he might actually re-roll those, so he'll spend the crystal. Once again, take his 3 money. Always forgets that. That really didn't do him much better, but what he can do is he'll grab a green good and he'll grab a brown box. Back over to player 2, who now has 3 actions available to him. He'll spend those 3 to get that one, which will enable him to get a card at the beginning of every round. First one, he'll spend those 2 to grab a green resource, and he might as well take a card. He's only got 1 card, so it's going to do nothing for him, except he gets 1 money for that. Okay, back to player 1's turn, who also gets 3 money at the beginning of the round. He is going to spend those 2 to make up these 4, plus that yellow will make up the 5th one, so he'll get that ruby, and those 2 allow him to take 2 cards and choose 1 to play. I think he's going to probably go with that one to get a brown box, which also means that the other player gets a blue good. Okay, player 2 at the beginning of his turn gets to take a card, which allows him to trade in 1 of each of the 4 goods types. He's only got 2 of them, so he can't actually use that this time, but he'll get the 1 money for that. Noticing he's now got 13 money, so one of his actions can be to purchase a thing up here. Let's roll and see what happens. He's got 3 actions available to him. Okay, so first up he's going to do a card, which can trade in 2 brown boxes, but he doesn't have any, so he'll just take the 1 money again. First action. Second action, he'll purchase for 12 money for 1 ruby, and then he'll trade in the 4 different symbols, plus another 2 for that ruby. Player 1 again. Player 1's going to spend a crystal to re-roll these 2. Okay, so using a green good and those 3, he can claim a 4th ruby for himself. Don't forget his 3 money. He's currently got 13 money. He's 1 short of being able to purchase that, so he'll just use that to rip over another card, which means he gets a yellow, and the other player can spend 2 money to get a yellow as well. So the other player will spend 2 money, and they both take a yellow. Back over to player 2's turn. He gets to take a card first up. So if he can trade in 3 of the same resource type, he can get a ruby. Unfortunately, he's only got 2 of any of the resources, so he can't get that. He'll just get the 1 money. So first up, he'll trade that for a green, trade those 3 for this tile, which gives him his 5th tile, which automatically gives him a ruby from there. That will give him a crystal at the beginning of every round. And then his 3rd action, he'll take a card, which is gain a red good, and the other player can pay 2 money to gain a red good as well. So red good, and the other player will play that 2 money and gain the red good. Over to player 1, who will claim 3 money. He now has the 14 money, so he'll be able to purchase that ruby this turn. So he's going to spend 14 money, purchase that ruby, which puts him on 5. If this was a larger player count game, then or a 4-player game, that would be game over, and he might as well use that to take another 4 money back. Back to this player, he gets a crystal to start with, plus a card. The card will give him 4 money, and will allow the other player to trade in a red for 4 money, but the other player does not wish to do that. Okay, I'm going to put them there and spend a crystal to reroll these 4. Okay, now we can do something. So I will purchase this one, which whenever I use money from next turn on, not this turn, I'll get a yellow resource. I will take 2 cards. I can grab a green and 3 money, or trade in 1 resource for 2 other resources. I think that I will, right now, however, take the green and 3 money. Green and 3 money, which allows this player to take green or money. He's going to take the green. And then he'll also take 4 money, which gives him 12 money. That's his 3 actions. Done. This player gets 3 money at the start of his turn. He will spend those and that to claim this ruby. That's the 6th ruby. So I think this is going to finish the game off, or at least start the last round. And he'll use those 2 to take 2 more cards. He might as well do that one for a blue and 3 money. And the other player gets a blue or 3 money. His choice, and he'll take the blue. This player's final turn, he gets a card, so he gets to trade in. If he has 2 browns, he can take 2 crystals. He doesn't have 2, so he'll just take the money that's on the bottom. That will get him a crystal as well. So he's got 3. He needs to get another 3 this turn, if at all possible. So he can do that with those guys. We'll get him the top guy at the top. He might just do that straight away. He needs 1 more blue to be able to take that out. He has 13 money currently. He would need 16, so that's not going to cut it. He's going to spend his crystal to re-roll these 3 dice. Okay, so he can use the 2 blue plus another 3 of these tokens. Claim a 5th one of them, and that looks like about it. He's not going to be able to afford to get any more stuff, so he'll just take his 2 money, and that's game. This player is the winner. Okay, I will cut that down to a usable length. We're only just over the 15 minutes with stopping and thinking time, so I'm going to edit that thinking time out. I might actually get the entire game to stay in here. I hope this gives you an idea of how to play Istanbul The Dice Game. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you wish to be Gamesplayed, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at @thegamesplainer to see what games I've been playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.